Yeah, it didn't matter.
Now the military is like fucking. I think the only
gotta be-
branches that will
gotta
take
be
a
smart.
GED is the Army,
No,
and
none of them
now
will.
the Army does, and now I think the Navy's starting
they
to.
passed legislation. It was in like 90s or 2000s. Like you,
One of them just
actually, I
started
think
to.
you might be. You
'Cause
might,
my
yeah, I
friend's
think you might be
going
right
in.
because I remember seeing something.
I think it's either Army and Navy or it's either Army and Air Force. I don't think it's Air Force
It's
though.
Army.
Because
It's
Air
Army
Force
and
No, Air
is smart
Marines.
Force
fuckers.
requires.
Yeah.
Air Force requires.
It's Army
high
and
school.
Marines because I
No,
my
Marines
ASVAB
does not
book
require a
is-
GED. They told me that just
It
when
must
I
be
was about
Army
to join.
then.
It's Army and it's
Because
Navy. They just started doing it in the
There's
Navy.
in this digital ASVAB book I have. It was like notice new thing, and it had a whole list of what you have to score if you have a GED.
The Marines requires like a higher score in the aspect. The Marines is basically a
Yeah.
waste of fucking time. It's like work harder for the same shit.
Shittier pay.
It's all the same. Everyone gets paid the same. It all depends on your rank and your job.
Wait, Ten.
Yeah.
Super
And you're
careful.
you're
like
special.
I'm crouched, I
stand
think.
on
Hey.
Oh wait, no, I'm not crouched.
No, you
That's why
aren't.
I'm going
That's why I
as
was
a
like, be super
diesel
careful.
mechanic, because that's where you make that extra dough.
I had to do a project, my senior project for my econ class. You had to like choose a career and like budget and shit. And I was on airforce.com. I was like, oh, let me see how much my dad made when he retired. It was like $206,000 for a paycheck from the fucking military a year.
Jeez.
I was like, holy fuck. And now he's a civilian working for the military, so he gets paid even more. And he's equivalent to a colonel, which is like, I think, one rank away from general. So he's making easily
in what
around
branch?
Air Force.
Oh yeah.
And plus he's getting his retirement pay. He's easily making $300,000 a year. And my mom's like, oh, you don't have to work anymore. And he's like, yeah, well, if I didn't work, I'd be fucking bored out of my mind sitting at home.
Dude, I would be
That's just
just
how
fine
it
never
is.
working.
He has to be doing something.
I don't know how people can get bored not
Well-
working. I would be just fine never working.
Well, think of it this way. Think of it as you're not working and all you're doing is sitting at home with Haley.
I do that now, and I'm
And
like
you watch
fine with
TV.
it. But I am
'Cause
going to get a job.
when my
only to have
dad-
money.
When my dad retired, he went and got his substitute teaching license, and he subbed at my school.
I mean,
And did
my
shit
mom's
like
been
that
my
because
teacher before.
because he
Dude,
did
My mom's
not.
been
Yeah, she was
Jake's
my
teacher
teacher.
before.
She was my teacher too.
You know whose dad I would
Not my
love to
teacher.
be my substitute teacher? Sebastian's. I want your
No, I
dad to
would
be my
hate
substitute
that.
teacher. That shit would be so funny. Your dad is so funny.
Dude, I would hate that.
He says the
I
funniest
just remember on
Maybe if he
I
was
don't know if it
teaching when I
was-
was drunk.
if it was when I lived at Vandenberg, but I remember I just heard like groaning and stuff. I'm like, what is that? And you're like, my dad's like sitting on my lap, just passed out drunk. I'm like, what the fuck?
I remember when my dad would fall asleep on my lap. I know exactly what
Yes.
you're talking about. He'd fall asleep on my lap, and I'd just push him onto the floor and leave him.
We're
on the
like
floor
playing
all night.
Halo Reach, and I just hear like, oh, in the background. You're like, what?
I remember when my
asleep.
dad. Oh wait.
I farted a little bit. I laughed so hard. A little bit.
I've got like a lot of friends whose dads don't live with them. They don't have dad. I do not know how y'all do that.
I don't. What? Not have a
Like,
dad? I don't
my
give a shit.
dad, yeah, like
Yeah,
me
I
and my
wouldn't
dad.
know.
Are
My
like
dad won't even
homies.
come into town to get my marriage license. He's such a dick.
Jeez.
I'm like I've never asked you for fucking anything. Just come get my marriage license so I don't have to wait. And he's like, well, that's not happening. I'm like, you're such a fucking.
Oh, why does he have to come?
I
do
could
it?
I could pressure him because for some reason they won't let my mom do it. And he's like out of state and everything, and they're like, nope, he has to be here. I'm like, what the hell?
I think they have to have both parents consent because you're 17.
Yeah, that's exactly why. But
How old do you need to be to not have parents? 18 or 21?
yeah, just 18.
18. It's 18.
18 in Louisiana.
18. Basically, you can do whatever.
Isn't it like 17 in Georgia, or is it 18?
I'm not sure.
It's 18.
Hmm.
It's 18
I've got
everywhere.
3 friends I know who have kids, and they just split up. They're not together anymore with the person they had the kid with. So they're not. None of them bothered to get married.
Don't spoil my life for me.
Oh my god.
Spoiler alert.
I know one person who's like got a big sports thing going, and then he's just like, peace out.
Hey,
Oh yeah, if a girl was like, it's between me or your education, I'd be like, I'm choosing my education. I'll come see the baby after I graduate.
I swear to God, I'd be like, I wouldn't choose my education if it was between my education or nothing.
Like my dad,
I choose
he's
nothing.
telling me he's like, because he's super excited that I'm joining the Air Force. He's talking to me. He's like, hey, you know, you're gonna be like, you're not gonna be very well off when you join the military, so I'll pay like your phone bill and half of your car insurance. But he's like, if you don't make any effort to join or get into college while you're in the military, I'm not gonna help you with anything. Because the main reason
Do
I'm
you get
joining
to
is to
choose your own
get.
college, Jake?
I don't know. That's the thing I'm worried about. Because like, if if I cared about school, I would have tried to get into Liberty University because that's where I would want to go. But like
Oh,
the
dude,
military is
I
like,
got accepted there, and I'm crying
did you
because I wish
really?
I would have went there. Yeah, I did.
Dude, the school itself, like their beliefs and what they stand for and all their core values is like everything I stand for and stuff. So I'm like, I would like to go there, but if the military sends me to fucking Hawaii, I can't go to Liberty unless I do like an online program.
I would not want to go to Hawaii. Everyone says it fucking
Me
sucks
neither.
there.
It
My favorite
sucks
place
there.
I've lived is either between Missouri
See, I've lived here my
or
whole life,
Southern
so I'm
California.
so excited to join the military.
Yeah,
and
it's
move
I think
everywhere.
I
one of my
love
favorite
traveling,
places I've
but
lived
at the
is
same time, I don't like living
not
there.
California. Louisiana has honestly been one of my favorite places to live
Why?
because I
Is it the
I had
people?
so much fun there. Yeah, I just
That's
had
how I
so
feel
much
about
fun there.
Vandenberg. That's why I like it so much. But I don't
Like I
like
liked
here because
Vandenberg,
I
and I
just
liked
I
Alaska
did not
and
connect with
everything.
anybody here.
But I love Louisiana. I've done stuff in Louisiana I've never done anywhere else, and now I just feel like it's so much fun there.
And he made
That's
best
how I felt
friends
about
there.
Vandenberg. Like I had such a big like friend base there, and I was always doing something. And I moved here, dude. People in Georgia are so fucking lame. Like I got here in 8th grade, and high school starts 9th grade. So like if you weren't in a friend group
Yeah.
going into high school, you like knew nobody. So like I have like
I mean,
three
it's like
friends,
real
and
life.
the
Well,
way
not for me. I'd switched
so
into a different high school
my
as soon
middle
as high
school-
school started. So I didn't know
My-
anybody.
my middle
Junior
school,
year,
The first
was
person I met
zoned
was
for a
Colton.
different
So
high school.
was good. First person I met
my
was
high
Savannah.
school was zoned for a different place. So like all my friends went to one high school, and I had to go to a different one. And then we moved again into a nicer house because we were in like a more ghetto area. And my dad retired. He's like, "Oh, we can move to a nicer house now." And so like I like to like leave all the people I met and like start in high school. And everyone's like already in their fucking cliques and shit.
yeah, Haley's aunt.
That's how I felt when I
or
joined.
technically
junior
her
year.
uncle. It's her aunt's husband, but he was in the Air Force and just retired, and he just flies helicopters, and I don't think he was an officer or anything, and he has enough retirement to never have to work and build a new house.
Yeah,
Sounds
depending on if you have a
Your
good enlisted
job.
job.
He
like
also
my
worked
old,
for the president at some point. So
Oh, so that's that'll get
Yeah.
you right there. My old CrossFit coach did JTAX, which is like a very complex like reconnaissance plane, and he was like the crew chief on there. He's 34, and he can retire at 36 with a paycheck just as big as an officer's paycheck.
jeez.
Plus, he also owns and runs a gym, so that's that's hundreds of thousands of dollars right there. So he's like telling me, he's like, yeah, when you join, you should get my job, and you can like retire early as an enlisted guy. I'm
See,
like, I don't know.
I would love to do work with planes and stuff, but I don't want to do that. I'm like, I hate planes.
Yeah, I could
I
do what
don't
my
understand
brother's
why
doing and
people
work
fly.
on planes, but I don't want to do that. He makes like a big bonus though for doing that job.
Yeah, because you're
nobody wants
flight
it.
ready and everything.
Well, he's not gonna
I
be
know
flying.
for
He's
some
gonna be working
jobs,
on
Flight
them.
ready.
The mechanic for
For
him.
some
then
jobs,
you-
you literally get a bonus just for being in dangerous areas.
That's what my brother's getting. He was gonna choose bomb squad and did a huge bonus, but it was too long of training because he has a family and
It's-
shit. It was
it's
like a long ass
crazy
time
hard
training. Dude,
'Cause
we
they
can
wanna
do it,
make sure that
Sebastian.
you
We play
don't
keep
blow
talking and
yourself
nobody
up.
explodes.
Yeah,
Oh my
except
God.
the difference between that game is I tell you what to do and you do it. So only one of us seems like it has training.
Well, I'm the one in the dangerous
You're the one.
situation. You just have to read out of a book.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous. What if I get a paper cut?
Oh my god.
I feel like they should just hire
That's
me and
gonna hurt my
Sebastian. We won't
fingers.
work alone. We only work as a team. We'll defuse every bomb.
I always thought
Bomb
about
has
that.
been
I was like, it'd be
diffused.
so much fun to be like in like the army or like the Marines and just have a squadron of just people I know.
That's my cousin. He's a ranger right now, and he had to go through a bunch of fucking training and shit. So he got to know all his buddies real well, and he's just like, he just works with like people he's really close with, and he fucking loves it. But he hates the army, so he's like, I'm
Why does
trying
he
to
hate
get
the army?
out, but I also love my job because they treat him like shit.
Oh.
So he's a ranger, so he's special forces, so he's
Yeah.
always training and shit.
Yeah.
So like he told me one day he was like, Yeah, the army told me that I didn't have to go into work till 10, but then they came and knocking on my door at 6 in the morning, said we're going for a 8-mile run, and they got done at 10. So he's like, technically I went to
Rip.
work at 10, but he's like, I fucking
That's
hate
horrible.
it.
That's why I never want to do special forces shit. I just feel like I don't see the point.
I wanted to for the longest time. Like, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL for so
That
long,
shit
and then
is
now I'm
the
just like,
hardest.
yeah, and then I was thinking, and like from I'd say freshman to junior year, I was like doing workouts and shit. Like I'm gonna be a bucket SEAL when I graduate and shit. And then I'm like, I sat down with my dad and talked. And he's like, you get shit pay, you get treated like shit. He's like, if you want to go to
You
school, you
basically
can't because
don't have a family.
you don't have a family. If you
Yeah.
want to go to school, you can't because you're on the fucking other side of the world all the time shooting people. And he's like, is that what you want? And I like thought, I'm like, no.
Yes.
I felt like that's what happened to me with the Marines. Of course, Marines are as hardcore as the Navy SEAls, but it was like, why do all this extra shit for
For like
the same
not
amount
as
of
good
pay?
stuff.
And they will
That's why I'm
actually
switching.
treat you
That's
like
why I
trash.
switched my major to programming, because I can be in my office for the Air Force all day long going, how can I program a computer to kill somebody?
Yeah, you get to work on. Someday you might be working on some like top secret fucking automated, fucking Iron
Automated
Man
drone
turret shit.
that just finds out friend and
Oh,
foe
shit. Oh,
and just is super accurate. And like, you guys will one day have my drone flying over you.
I mean, I walked in the
Tanner
Marines
would.
office. Everything was yes, sir. Everything was say their rank, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, they're
Walked
like
into the Army's
robots in
office, and they had like football jerseys on the walls and like Parkway and Street posters, and everybody was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And it was all cool and shit. And I was like, "This is so much better." Why the hell did I want to do other shit?
I went.
It's because they have two
I
different, like,
spoke
it's
to
like
a-
a marketing strategy. It's
Yeah,
like, they
I
think
spoke
that if
to
they act all, like, tough and stuff, then you'll be like, oh, that's so cool.
But
I
instead,
spoke to a
it was
Navy
just like, I
recruiter,
don't
and they
know
were like
this.
the lamest people, like sophomore year. And then a few months ago when I went to go take my practice ASVAB, I talked to Air Force guys, and they were like, they just acted like totally chill. They were like teenagers, just like goofing around and shit, like making jokes
I-
about all the paperwork I filled out. I'm like, these guys
I
are
mean,
cool.
I did good on my ASVAB, but I felt like I did horrible.
It pisses me
So
off
did
because
I.
I got I think it was like a 57, which isn't a bad score, but it's not like amazing. And then my brother, he
Yeah.
goes and he takes the one that's on the computer. I don't remember what it's called. Like the one that everybody
The
scores higher
computer
on
one
because you have
sucks.
infinite time and you can just take your
Oh,
time with it and
I had a
shit.
time limit on mine.
Oh well, the one
computer
that they
one.
give out on the computers here is like it's infinite time. You can just chill and do it on your own pace.
Jeez.
And my brother
I wish
got
I
like
could
a
do that.
70 something, and I'm like, my brother is a retard, and it pisses me off because he got a better higher score than me because he took the fucking computer one. And it just it,
Like
it
when
triggers
I
me.
went in to the Air Force thing, because my dad was like, hey, because I had like scheduled an appointment. He's like, hey, go, do your thing. So I leave and I go in and walk in. I fill out a fuck ton of paperwork. Go do the weigh-in, weigh all the health stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, you get on that. Let's go take the practice ASVAB. And it's on this like this janky ass old laptop
Yeah,
that's like
I had to do that.
overheated.
I had to do
And
that.
they're like,
It was on a real
"Here's
computer
20 math
though.
questions."
But it's
Oh, it was
like
like a
the
laptop, and
black
they're like-
with the white text because it's that old.
Yeah,
I had
yes.
to do that.
And they're like, here's
And I did shit on it.
20 math questions. You have like 12 minutes to do it. I'm like, okay, I'm already not gonna be good.
I did so shit.
Like,
on
I
that.
suck at math. I failed
did so
a
good
semester
on
of
math.
math.
And my recruiter was like,
And I
let's
ended-
keep taking the
I got, like,
practices
a
until you get a
fucking
good score,
45.
and then we'll give you the ASVAB. And then I went on my own time and took one at Parkway and got a good enough score, like above average score, because most people who take the ASVAB
Yeah,
are
that's what I
actually
did.
retarded. And then I was like, I didn't
well,
need to
mean,
practice that
everyone
much.
at our high school is just, I feel like the people in ROTC were just dumber than average.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
I-
dude, I was in
I
ROTC
mean, I
for
took-
3 years and I hated it.
I
Our
took
ROTC was like a
because
joke.
it was easier
It was like
classes.
everyone who took it didn't have to
That's
take
how it
gym.
is here.
That's how it was in Parkway too.
That's how it is here. You don't have to take gym or health, but I took
So everybody
gym.
did it.
I had ROTC, gym, and
I didn't
weights,
take
so I
it. I
had 3
took gym.
periods of just free shit.
I took
I
gym
had like
4
3 periods of
times.
free shit.
I had already
Yeah, I
taken
took
my
gym every
so
semester of high school.
I did not. I took it the required ones in California, and then I was like, I'm done taking gym.
Yeah, my shit didn't carry over here. They're like, oh yeah, you have to take PE again here and health, or you can do 3 years of ROTC and not take anything. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
I'm planning
just
on
did
joining the military.
ROTC.
I'll do ROTC. And
Dude,
it's like a
health
bunch
was so
of pussies.
retarded. Health is the gayest fucking class. There's no reason to even.
So